Hey everybody, my name's Secret Weapon, or Secret for short, and you are watching my playthrough of Bloodborne. So, I was thinking Halloween just around the corner, maybe I'm going to be in the mood for a game that has a little bit more of a horror, gothic atmosphere to it, and Bloodborne fit the bill. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait until the cutscene's over.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Alright. So yeah, I was just thinking Bloodborne would be a great fit in order to fit this time of year. And I'm not going to really spend too much time with the character creation here just because I'm not too interested. I've played through the game. I've already played through the game 3 times before, but last time I played it was when the Old Hunters DLC actually released, and I finished that up. So, just thought it would be a nice change of pace to revisit this game. Probably one of my favorite games from the Soulsborne series. And I don't believe there's much else here. Alright, and so for the cutscenes or any kind of little things like that, when NPCs are talking, I won't be speaking over top of them. So yeah, this isn't a speed run or anything of that sort. I'm just playing through the game to enjoy it and to show anybody who hasn't seen Bloodborne what it's about and how it looks like going through it. So I'm by no means an expert or an amazing player or anything like that, so... But let's begin.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
Alright, so it begins. So yeah, I'm not going to be exploring every nook and cranny, although it may devolve into that. But I'm just going to be going through the game again, enjoying it, reminiscing on all the good and the bad parts that are strewn throughout it. I will also be going through the Old Hunters DLC and maybe the... what do they call it? Numerian Labyrinth or Dungeon or whatever it's called. I haven't decided if we're not going to go through those yet, but we'll see. Alright. So for this enemy here, it's actually... most players will die to this enemy, which is actually what the game is trying to do in order to... oh, shit. In order to introduce you to the area where you'll be leveling up and getting your actual first set of weapons. So I refer you to get acclimatized to the game, because this game you're going to be dying a lot. Not a very easy game, particularly in comparison to a lot of other mainstream titles, but if you played Souls games before, you'd be right at home. Just a little bit more aggressive of a play style. Alright, let's enter Yharnam. And actually this bridge in front of us, I'm pretty sure, is actually where the first optional boss of the game is. And that is actually where we're going to be ending off this episode. So for now I'm just... Oh! I was really not expecting me to actually land that. Right now I'm just scurrying on ahead in order to get the actual weapons. Try to get through the game a little bit more quickly than punching every single enemy. And the first lantern up ahead. Alright, and we'll be returning to the Hunter's Dream, which is the main hub of the game, where you'll be leveling up, teleporting to different areas and that kind of thing, and upgrading your weapons. So I believe there's a cutscene coming up, and I'll be quiet for that. Oh, bring back memories. Alright, so let's begin. First set of weapons. And my first couple playthroughs, again, I played through the game 3 times, was with the Hunter's Axe. So I think this time I'm going to switch it up a little bit with the Saw Cleaver. A little bit more of a quicker weapon than the axe. And let's have a little chat with Gehrman here, which is the main character that pushes you along through the storyline.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
Now, what I'm remembering is actually how reluctant right now he was in saying his name. I didn't recall that from previous playthroughs, and that might have some kind of meaning to the main story. If you hadn't known, he does this to all the other hunters that come through the game, including other players and that kind of thing. And his like sigh or pause before saying his name might just be him being so tired about this little act that he puts on in the beginning of the game for each hunter that comes through.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
Creepy old man. Oh, I forgot how perverted he was. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. I'll equip my weapons and we'll head on farther through the game here. Alright. So all these tombstones are areas where you can teleport to any of the lanterns that you've accessed. So this is the first one. We'll go right onto Central Yharnam. Now, I remember the first time I actually was going through this game, it was ridiculously difficult because of the difference in play style. Dark Souls 1 and 2, I was more of a shield and heavy weapon type of tanky character, And this game forces you into a much more mobile, aggressive stance without the shield. More for a focus on dodging and trying to get attacks in to regain health, that kind of thing. Just so you're aware, I'm not going to be explaining any of the mechanics in depth or anything like that unless I seem it necessary to explain something I'm doing. But yeah, just going to be trying to go through the game and enjoy as much as possible. So yeah, these first areas here are trying to introduce you on how to deal with mobs of enemies. And it's actually probably one of the best tutorial areas I've seen in video games. A lot of stuff is very purposeful. And many of the areas have these like little trap areas where you'll walk into an area and your attention will be focused more on, say, a bend in a corner, or in this case a very large group of enemies, where then a trap will spring on you, be it either more enemies springing up behind you or other kind of physical environmental things. And usually the best way to go at this if you're a beginner into these types of games is to lure them out and take them out one by one. But personally, I get more irritated at these gunner enemies to the point that I'd rather just take them out first and deal with the mob as they come. Which I'm not doing too well at this point. Oh crap. Ouch. That was a close one. Okay, I'm getting a little bit too eager at this point. There we go. That was way too close. It actually might not be good for me later on because now I'm a little bit low on blood vials, so. Let's see what we got here. I'd like to stock up on some more blood vials if possible before I go into the next area, but should be alright going forward. Come on. Alright, 4 vials. Should be alright going. Oh, there we go. Lots of more. Yeah, but like I was saying, it's a very good tutorial area where it's trying to teach you to manage how to go through large hordes of enemy, get used to managing a lot of things at once. And because these enemies do drop quite a bit of blood vials in comparison to enemies later on, it tries to get you accustomed to a more hectic play style in comparison to the other Souls games, where it's a little bit more slow, methodical, waiting for your using a shield and then waiting for you to get a chance to attack in. So this enemy up here is actually the best way to deal with them is with a visceral attack. So, and I missed my chance. Excuse me. So essentially, you're trying to get one of those in. There we go. Very intimidating enemy, but again, it's trying to get you used to the main tone of the game. Now, this area actually has a little bit of a shortcut up here, where you can actually jump on ahead and pass the first optional area of the game. So just drop right down there. And that will actually allow you to skip the first boss in the game and go to Papa G, which we'll deal with later, who is the bane of a lot of newcomers to the series. Very difficult boss, but first we're going to go and deal with the Cleric beast, the first optional boss, by the end of this episode. That's the first. Try to deal with the dog enemies, so that the humanoid enemies are a little bit easier to deal with. Yeah, I haven't really decided on what weapon I would like to stick with throughout the whole game, whether or not stick with the weapon that I was very comfortable with before, the Ludwig's Holy Sword, I believe was the name of it, or whether or not I should go with another one. I was thinking maybe go with the Amygdalin arm from the DLC, but to get access to that, it's a little bit farther into the game. Oh boy. Oh crap. Huh. Well then. It looks like I'm gonna have to try run all the way back up there. I might edit the video so that I can skip all of that, but I think it'll be fine. Maybe I'll just run through everybody. That's probably what I'll do. A lot of the points in this game, unfortunately, you can easily just run past a lot of the enemies. Although it makes it easier for subsequent playthroughs to get a little bit more quick. It's a little bit of a, not necessarily a downer, but it takes away from the experience a little bit. But I want to keep these videos a little bit more concise and not have filler. Most of the enemies don't chase you too far, if I remember. Yeah, so I should be fine. I won't run through these myself. Let's kill this one. Alright, I got my blood echoes back. That's a good sign. Alright, let's head on up ahead. I'll play a little bit more safe with these werewolves here, so that I don't die again. Speaking of safe. Oh, not this again. Let me through! Okay, go away. Okay, I'll finish you first. There we go, now it'll be a little bit easier. There we go. Okay, and just for safety's sake, I'm gonna go through the shortcut rather than actually just going straight to the boss. Just make it a little bit easier, just in case I die again, because it seems like I'm a little bit rusty on the mechanics. Alright, so let's go through here. for the shortcut, you just open this door, and another gate up ahead, and it brings you right back to the first lantern. Alright. Alright, let's move on ahead. Deal with Frankenfoe over here, and then we'll get started with the first optional boss of the game. Come on. Alright. Alright, this boss is actually a very well designed first optional boss. Most players will actually come across the Cleric beast here before the actual, before the first mandatory boss, which is actually very good. The first mandatory boss is quite the pain. Now, the Cleric beast, he's supposed to teach you a lot of very important first beginning. Ooh, excuse me. A lot of just give me a second here. I lost. Whoop. A lot of very important tactics for you to use on many bosses later up ahead, and not to do that. Oh crap! And that is to dodge, wait for openings, get behind a lot of these large bosses. And one of the things you can do is actually shoot him in the face and get a missile attack, which gives you a little bit of a head start on his health, which is great. But he's not considered too difficult of a boss in the series. Even though I am having extreme trouble with it. That's probably because I'm getting a little bit too eager on my attacks here. Like that. I am a little bit surprised that I got hit by that. I can't believe I'm getting my butt handed to me by the Cleric beast. Okay, come on. I got this. There we go, finally. Getting some nice hits in. Oh, that... Ow. Okay, calm down now. Almost have it. There we go. And he's considered an easy boss in comparison to a lot of the later game bosses, so we'll see how I fare coming back to it. Alright, so let's head back to the Hunter's Dream and see what's changed. And the doll is up. Let's give her a word.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
Yeah, so essentially she's a character that you talk to level up, as well as she reacts to some of the events that unfold as you progress through the game. So you can talk to her about a little bit of lore. But for now, let's see what we'll do. So we have 6 levels. And I think I'm just going to boost up my vitality and endurance mostly now, and just even out these stats for now as I decide what kind of weapon I'm going to be sticking with as I progress through the game.
Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Farewell.
Alright. And I don't believe Gehrman is present after the doll gets up, so the very first time, but later on he'll appear in different places, such as this back garden, and he'll be giving different parts of dialogue as well. But I think for now it's a good place to stop, so thanks again for watching, and see you in the next episode. Cheers, and have a great day.